Welcome back to Assembled. My name is Exa, and this is
Jacob.
And today we'll be talking about Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and what's the last
Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Captain America the Winter Soldier. So, as we get started, Iron Man 3 is my favorite Iron Man movie.
I mean, I like the first one the best. Just because it's classic, but Iron Man 3 is like a close second. That's a really good film.
It's so good. Okay, so this
Iron
one
Man, it kicks off phase 2.
It's crazy. What?
Kicks off phase 2.
Yes, okay, I wrote that down for real, and we love our phases, but, this is just, it all ties together, so well, because at the beginning he, rejects that one man's business deal, and then it wraps around in the end, but we also see, I think it's also very important because after the battle, he starts having, panic attacks, and he can't be without his suits, and I think that's a very good representation of,
what
anxiety. Yeah, it's nobody, we haven't seen a portrayal like this before, about the aftermath of being a superhero, which I think is really cool.
Films don't really show that. It shows just them fighting crime and moving on.
Yeah, after that, it's Clark Kent, what do you do? Do you get depressed? I don't know.
He has all these nightmares
and all that. So he can't be without a suit, and then he starts making a ton of suits. I don't even remember how many, but a lot. And then there starts being bombing attacks and things like that, but no, there's no evidence for anything. And then we find out that it's supposedly done by a terrorist group, the Mandarin.
Yep, the Mandarin.
And all that. And so then Happy gets goes to investigate one of these attacks, and he gets hurt. And so then Tony's okay, so I'm gonna kill y'all, and he threatens them. And that does not make them happy, and they bomb his house.
As one does.
As in, just at any minor inconvenience, just bomb Tony Stark's house or whatever.
I mean, if you're a terrorist.
Oh my god. Okay. And one of the suits saves him and takes him to Tennessee. And he teams up with that little boy who's at his funeral, which I think is so cute.
Yeah, he should have had.
And I'm are you going to be involved in the MCU later?
Probably not, but I really hope he does. That'd be kind of cool.
Because that'd be kind of cutie. Then he is hiding out there and all that, and he meets an agent of Extremis, which is the company that's making people explode.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which
they
injects pepper pots.
Yes, because yes. I mean, to find out it's the dude whose business he was I don't want to be involved with you. And basically the serum, it heals things. So the dude who he registered his business he was disabled and he used it to become not disabled.
Yep.
And they're putting it in veterans. And at certain phases after that, they explode if their body temp gets too high.
So it's a really just messed up
Yes, he's putting it in veterans, people who fight for the country, and he's you know what, you can maybe die.
Is this the film with the Patriot dude?
Yes. Okay, so I put that in here. So the Iron Patriot, so he captures Tony. He injects. He says if you don't fix the serum to where people don't explode, she's gonna die. And so he's great, and then Rhodes finds him. That he's the Iron Patriot now, and he gets him out.
Jenna Ortega's in this film?
No.
Yeah, she plays the vice president's daughter.
No way.
Yeah. I watched it. There was
I didn't know Jenna Ortega was in the MCU.
There was this TikTok I saw with, it was actually you have no idea we're in Marvel movies. And then it was Jenna Ortega. I was what? She was in Marvel? And then it was the vice president's daughter. I was what?
This is crazy. Because they get out, and Potts lives through the injection or whatever.
Yep.
And then they put the president in the Iron Man suit, and they, string him up over that thing, which is, crazy. I remember watching this when I was younger, and I was the president? And so that was kind of a whole thing for me. But they do that, and so then he calls all of the suits that he made to help fight
this dude.
Yeah, which was such a cool moment to see all the suits come in and help him and things like that. and so they're fighting and all that, and then
This movie's like a really like a rite of passage for Tony Stark.
it really is. Like, you see like him grow into Iron Man. Like, he is Iron Man, but now like he is Iron Man, and like at the end he destroys all the suits.
Yeah, this is like why his story arc is like the best.
Yes, because you see that it's not his suits that make him Iron Man. It's
him.
Tony.
Yeah.
Which I think is really like
in the first Iron Man, it was very just he was stuck up.
Yeah, stuck up. It's his suits that is Iron Man. But now he like becomes the hero, not the not, I wouldn't say a villain, but you know.
I mean, he's still kind of stuck up, but
that's just Tony.
That's just
we
Tony.
can forgive him, okay?
That's just who he is.
Yeah.
He's just rich.
But in this one, the dude who is a business partner, he has a serum, so he's basically invincible.
Yes. Which made it like a lot harder.
Yes, like and one time like his face is cut open and you can see like the glowing stuff on the inside, and then you think Pepper dies. Like they drop her and you're like, oh, she's dead now. Guess what? She comes back and she kills him.
I remember watching that scene, like they did not just kill off Pepper.
No, I think I cried. I'm thinking I'm crying.
I probably should have cried.
I probably. That's so concerning.
It was really just.
That's
traumatic.
I know, because she's like someone who like I really like as a character. Like she's like such a boss woman, and I really just appreciate that.
And she like shows like the good part of Tony.
Yes, and she like understands that even though he is like a little messed up, like we still love him, and he's still a great character, which I think is very important because she kind of shows his humanity and stuff like that. I keep saying and stuff like that. Please just don't let me say that anymore. So yeah, Potts kills the businessman. Stark explodes all the shit. Oh, and he gets the shrapnel out his chest at the end of this movie, which is like he throws the heart thing, whatever you call it. He throws it into the ocean, and he's like, "Guess what? It's me." So that's a very good movie. I would rate it like a solid 8 out of 10.
It's definitely one of the better MCU films.
Yes,
like very underrated.
But it's also like it's good because of the different storylines from the Iron Man movies coming together. Like it is a great standalone film, but it wouldn't be what it is without the build up of the Iron Man movies. And it's crazy because
the Avengers. Even the Avengers.
The Avengers, and we see him fighting and stuff, and not just fighting for himself, but for the city, and like you see him sacrificing himself with the nuke and stuff, and putting it in the alien portal. Mm-hmm. And
it's just directly leads up to Iron Man 3.
Yes, because you see, like, he gets so anxious about a suit because he thinks he can't be good without a suit. But, yeah.
It's really a very good film. Mm-hmm. So the next film is Thor the Dark World.
Thor the Dark World. And I would just like to say that I know I watched it, but I don't remember anything about it just because it was boring. It's just not anything important, really. Well, yeah. I guess there's some important stuff, but, like, the beginning of it is, like, Thor. They're trying to bring peace to the 9 realms and all of it. And then it turns out that a convergence is happening, which, do I know what a convergence is? Absolutely not. But the stars align, portals open, blah, 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 and all that. And so Thor ends up on Earth, and there's portals on Earth. And one of the portals, I remember this now that I'm talking about it. Jane gets that like red sauce in her. Yeah, the Infinity Stone. It's called
the Reality Stone.
Yes, it's the Reality Stone. It
is called
Jane. Oh, the Ether.
Yes, the Ether.
And the Ether like gets in her, and it's gonna kill her. So they take her to Asgard. She's like
holding the power of the Infinity Stone.
That's crazy. And she I remember she touches somebody and they explode. And that's crazy. So I don't even know why she got there, but she did.
Jane wasn't having it, to be honest.
No, she was not happy about this.
And I'm pretty sure this is one of the movies that they go back to in Endgame. You know when they travel back in time, they travel back.
Yes, because his mom gets killed.
They travel back here to get the Reality Stone. 2014, I want to say. Yes. I think it was 2014.
Like, we see this here, but then we figure out he goes back, and he could have saved his mother, but he doesn't, because, the timeline.
It was a sad scene.
The timeline and all that.
It really was
very sad, but,
I loved her, too. Why did they have to kill her off?
I don't know. But in this one, who is that? That is, she's in Mamma Mia.
The actress?
Yes.
Oh, she is.
Who is that? I don't know, but she's in icon. Like, I saw her when I was rewatching the video, and I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. I know her from somewhere.
She is played by somebody. Oh, Renee Russo. Yep.
Okay, yes, she's in Mamma Mia, and she's very good. But also in this one, let's see what's happening.
Loki's back.
We love Loki, okay? He was, like, being Odin, and you're like, girl, what? And Odin's asleep during this time, I think.
Yep.
So the elves are attacking, and so they put Jane, Loki, and him, like, in a boat, and they, like, out of there because they want to die.
And, like, Loki is, like, a good person for once.
Yes. And so there's all that, and after that, they tricked that elf dude into taking the ether out of Jane.
Yep.
And then at the end, in the end credits, they take the ether to the Collector.
Yes, who we see later in, like, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, and all that. And the Collector, I didn't even know he was going to be such a, like, important
He's
character.
the most random character.
No, like, he just pops up and he's
Yep.
like, yeah, I just kind of live
Just
here and I have,
he's
like
Thanos,
2
but
Infinity Stones.
less threatening.
Yeah, like, and when I was watching the scene, it was like 1 down, 5 to go.
Yep.
So he was fully intending on collecting Infinity Stones, just not, like, as aggressively as Thanos would.
No,
That
he
man's a
just did
threat.
it more for the money.
Yes, because he just loves the money, you know?
He likes to collect. He's the collector.
Yes, and he comes back up in the Guardians of the Galaxy
Guardians of the
movies,
Galaxy, I think he's in other Thor movies.
No, he fully is in a bunch of movies. Like, I didn't even realize how many he is in, but he, like, is kind of crucial.
For no reason.
So next up is Captain America.
Thanos kills him.
Yes,
For
in
to get Infinity Stones.
in the
Power
Endgame.
Stone, I want to say.
Yes, because at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, they sell the Power Stone to the Collector. Yep. But we'll get to that in the next episode.
We'll get to that.
So the next movie is Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which I really enjoy.
Me too. Bucky Barnes is in it.
And I love him. Okay, he's
and
just
Black Widow.
and like
And the Falcon.
the Falcon. It's such a great lineup. Like
It like introduces characters, you know.
yeah, and I love seeing it. Like just
Especially
the Winter
'cause, like,
Soldier. I love that man.
Yep.
What is his name? Sebastian something.
Sebastian Stan.
I am a stan of Sebastian, okay? That man is fine. That man is such a good actor, and he just does great. But on to the plot.
Like, I like how you see him go from, like, a bad guy to a good guy.
Yes, because he fights Steve and, like, is gonna kill him. Fully gonna kill him. And then at the end...
He has to, like, readapt to, not just, like, society, but...
Well, because we don't know that yet, but he's being controlled.
Yep, he's being controlled. He has to, like, get uncontrolled and
yes,
readapt
he's also
to society.
a super soldier and doesn't
this.
have an arm.
He's, like, readapt to society with this, like, from being controlled. And plus, now it's, like, decades later.
Yeah, like, it's Steve, but worse. Like, just him adapting is just a whole
How's
trip
this whole, like,
for him.
criminal record on him now as well?
You're not going to lose
not
that
his
ever.
fault.
No, he's like, it's not my fault, guys. And it's like, but it was you. And it's like, okay, but there's magic now. And they can control me. And
Exactly.
they're like, no.
It's, like, messed up.
Mm-hmm. So, in this one, we see S.H.I.E.L.D. getting taken down.
Yep. This is, like, kind of like when we realize S.H.I.E.L.D.'s corrupt.
Very corrupt. And in this one, Fury fakes his death.
Yep.
Because he finds out that S.H.I.E.L.D. is, like, working with Hydra.
The Tesseract, I guess.
Yes, it's the Tesseract.
It was, stolen in the first Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm. And
By Hydra.
And we're like, oh my goodness.
But
And so
think it's
Fury, we think he dies. And then later he goes down into that, like, secret S.H.I.E.L.D. base they have, but it's not S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. And he's in that hospital bed. And you're like, I fully thought you were dead.
Like, Bucky Barnes, like...
Like, he shot the gun into the house, and, like, you're just like, okay, so he's...
You can't kill Nick Fury.
You physically can. That man, is he an immortal? I don't know.
You can't kill Samuel Jackson, period.
No, that man will not die, and I don't... He's kind of like, Morgan, what is his last name?
Freeman?
Morgan Freeman. That man has been in so many movies, and, like, you just hear his voice, and you're like, oh, it's Morgan Freeman. Like, you know who it is.
It's... Wow. I love Samuel Jackson.
So, in this one, when Nick fakes his death, he gives Cap like a SD card or whatever. And they go and they find that, like, lab with the Hydra's dude's assistant, the little short dude.
Oh, I hate that dude.
They find his consciousness in the machines, which I'm like, did not see that coming whatsoever.
Pretty much Steve has to like fight his best friend.
Oh yeah.
Which is like
the whole because then
he doesn't want to fight him.
Because in this one, this is the one where my phone is off. This is the one where they make those aircrafts.
Yep.
And they can like target threats, and then it shoots them and it kills them from space, which not dangerous at all, not gonna go awry at all. And then the Hydra dude is like, okay, so we're gonna kill everyone who's against Hydra, and they are planning on just shooting everyone. I'm like, that is your solution?
For real.
And so the Falcon, Natasha, and Steve get together, and they go to like fix each of the ships because there's 3, and then we see Bucky and Steve fight, which is like it's so cool.
It's one of the saddest scenes, like fight scenes. To be
no,
because
Steve like, doesn't want to fight back because that's his best friend.
He doesn't either. He just
takes it, and you're like, Steve, no.
And it's not like Bucky, like
It's not like he can do anything about it.
He'd be controlled to do it.
Yes, and I feel so bad for him.
I know.
But then they end up taking down the whatever they're called,
and
the big
Bucky's
flying
like
planes.
Free.
Yes, because you think Steve is like drowning in the water, and Bucky drags his body out of the water, but then he leaves him because he's going on his journey of self-discovery.
Exactly.
So this is personally really one of
it's underrated. It's a lot deeper of a film.
Yes, and I think it's my favorite Captain America
Civil
movie.
War is my favorite. Civil
That's not a Captain America movie,
Captain America Civil War. Is it?
No, I thought it was just Civil War.
No, Captain America Civil War. I love the film. It's Spider-Man.
I'll have to rewatch
Ant-Man,
Civil War before I give my opinion on that. Ant-Man is really good. I do like
Have
Ant-Man.
you seen the new one?
No. I'm going to have to see it before we talk about it.
For real.
And I'm going to have to see Black Panther because I haven't seen that either.
That's a while down the road, though.
We have a while to go. Thank you for listening.
In next episode, we'll talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
I like those movies.
And Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Which are very good movies. Talk to you next time.
Bye.